My name is Michael Roske. I worked in the shop for 37 years. The last 5 years I was manager of the shop. My great-great-grandfather came over from Europe, and they had heard about St. John's. They knew about the Benedictines, and they settled close to St. John's. And they basically homesteaded the property in Flint Town. My grandfather was the chief engineer in the powerhouse, and my father was an electrician for years, and then he moved up into the physical plant. After college, I met a character that was building furniture. I kind of fell in love with building furniture. I ended up working for him for a little bit, and then when we came back to this area, we made a conscious decision to come back to St. John's. And Peggy had a job waiting for her in the library. She heard about a job opening at the woodshop. I was reluctant. I applied. I received the job. And 37 years later, I'm retiring from it. For me, it was the connection to the Abbey, but it was also the whole self-sustaining operation of wood being harvested right here in the Arboretum. We helped people design furniture that they wanted. We worked with them, we built it, we finished it, delivered it. It's always been a wonderful process, I think. There's no other place that I know of quite like it. But it's gratifying to see some of the students come back and speak fondly of the place. Several years ago, it was a cold winter day, and the door in the shop opened and slammed really quite loud. And I looked up, and there was a young man inhaling right inside the door. And I looked at it, and it was a student we had had probably 10, 15 years earlier. And he said, "Roske, you're still here." I said, "Yes, I am." He said, "This was the best job I will ever have." I said, "You don't know that yet." He said, "Yeah, I do." He said, I love the smell. It hasn't changed." I'm not sure if I chose it or it chose me, but because I enjoyed the process, the people, the connectedness to St. John's, where I had gone to school, it was home. And I also wanted our children to experience, as my daughter refers to it, living under the banner of St. John's. At times it was a bit of a, perhaps a repressive type situation, but I think as they've grown older, they've come to appreciate that connectedness. Probably the most interesting piece that we've done, there have been several, but one of them was a gentleman who was building quite a large cabin on a lake north of here. And he wanted a 12-foot table built and 6 benches and it was quite a whimsical design. And he was trying to find someone to build this, and he couldn't find anyone. The gentleman that was putting his hardwood floors in knew of us at St. John's and said, well, initially this gentleman wanted the character that was putting the floors in to build it. He said he couldn't. But he heard about us. They came and asked us if we would. We generally do not do pieces for outside the Abbey, unless there's a very close connection. But I checked with the people in the know, and I was told we could go ahead. That was one of them too, like the one with the table we talked about. The Bible cabinets are quite a wonderful piece as well. It's quite detailed in every aspect, really. Just a combination of different things and the intricacies of the joinery and the leather and the brass and everything. It makes for quite a nice little piece for your library someday. Sometimes, especially when there are complicated joints or procedures that you have to go through, I compare it to philosophy and logic. It's just a logical progression a lot of times with the way you proceed through a project. And if you get stumped, you just sometimes have to take a step back and look at the options. And as I say, there's oftentimes more than one way of doing things, but we try and find the best route for doing them. And you have to take a chance. Patience and a chance and confidence, I guess, is what mostly. A little bit of humor helps as well.
Do you mind telling me your name one more time? Your title?
Okay, my name is Michael Roske. I was manager for 4 or 5 years. or otherwise just a lowly woodworker, lowly, simple woodworker.